welcome back to another episode of Whippin. Thank you so much for joining in with me today. But before we get on with this video, please do hit that subscribe button down below and subscribe to the channel and keep updated on all the updates I make on this channel. Now, today we are talking about my 2016 Mini Cooper S 5-door F55 model variant. This car I've had since December 2016 and has been a great car to have, and I absolutely love it to bits, and at the same time I absolutely hate its guts. Now there's plenty of reasons why I love this car and plenty of reasons why I hate this car. Let's start with talking about the drivetrain. This car comes with BMW's B48 twin turbo 2-litre engine, which puts out just under 200 horsepower and just under 300 Newton meters of torque as well. This car launches from 0 to 60 in 6.8 seconds, which isn't bad. So you can technically class this as a bit of a hot hatch. Now, I'm not trying to say it hits Golf R levels or Mercedes A35 or A45 kind of levels, but it is an entry-level hot hatch as outlined. Now the 2-litre B48 BMW engine in here, like I said, is actually got, in this variant, only has just under 200 horsepower and 300 Newton meters of torque, but the engine actually is capable of up to 255 horsepower and 400 Newton meters of torque. Of course, this being detuned purely because what level is this above this? The Mini JCW, which has, I believe, 240 horsepower and 350 or 370 Newton meters of torque, which is more towards the top end of the capabilities of this engine. So you can see why this car had to be detuned. But what does that mean? This car could be pretty much easily tuned. Have I done it yet? No, I haven't. And I'll talk about the reasons more why I haven't done it when we go for a drive. Right then, let's go for a drive. All mic'd up so you guys can hear me better. Right, let's just make sure that's all good. Yeah, and push to start. Let's go. Now, one of the areas where this Mini really shines is on back roads out in the country. As I said, this car has a 2-litre BMW B40 engine, and it just loves to handle really well for its size. As many have gone on about the marketing, this is supposed to give you that go-kart feeling of a car. And let me tell you something, it really does give you that feeling, and it is absolutely amazing going through these country lanes with it. That is one of the main reasons why I fell in love with this car so much, was because of the way it drives and the way it makes you feel when you're just tearing up some country lanes. The car produces just under 200 horsepower and got 300 Newton meters of torque, and you can really feel that down in between the rev ranges of 1,400 to about 4,000 RPM, which is absolutely, I just love it. That's where this car really does shine in those aspects. Now, I mentioned earlier that this car is very tunable, and I have not done it. Now, the main reasons why I did not do it was purely because, one, it was a cost thing. Throughout the time, there's always been more of a cost of something else that I've needed to put on with this car. So that's one of the reasons why I have not done it. But it's something that I really do hope that I will do in the future. I guess it will depend. This car, like I said, I may have mentioned in other videos, is on a PCP. So I've got a decision to make at the end of this year whether I want to keep this car, pay out the rest of the car, keep it, or to switch into something else different. If I keep this car, then I will tune it. If I don't, then I'm just going to give it back. The power that I have right now is plenty, for this size and for what I need, well and truly. I'll be honest with you there. But yeah, let's talk about the handling of this car. Going through corners, it really loves to invite you to push the pedal, It doesn't want you to, whatever gear you're in, unless you're in 6th, obviously, whatever gear you're in, it does not want you to just relax at that point there and then. It wants you to push on and on and on and on, and it loves corners. This car eats up corners at whatever opportunity it can. and it handles so well. Its placement, its weight, considering that it is the heaviest hatch Mini that they do, its placement and its weight is fantastic. You send it in and it knows exactly how to compensate for that, and gives you that freedom as a driver to decide a bit more on what you want to do with it, which is another reason why this is just a great feeling car to drive, especially on the country lanes. This car doesn't have electric steering, which is great. It still has traditional hydraulic steering, so you feel a bit more involvement in the road and knowing what you are doing, which again, I've got to say to Mini and BMW, absolutely well done on doing that. That really does to help keep the go-kart feel of the car and makes you really be able to enjoy the car, if you know what I mean. It's just a really great recipe, a fantastic recipe, if anything. How does it compare to its competition? Well, in this range, as I said earlier, this doesn't compare to a Golf R or an A35. It is more of an entry-level hot hatch to have, but it is very livable and it is very pokey, especially in town and on these country roads is where it really makes sense. It's where the Mini really feels like it is alive, because it is just a bit more like a bigger go-kart circuit when you're out in the country on these country lanes, with a few more twists and turns, a bit of straights and everything, and it really does do very well in these environments. What are the things that I do not like about this car? Driving wise, as I said before, because it's a detuned engine, you just constantly feel that there's more potential with this car, constantly. And I know it's up to me in the sense that I can just upgrade, I can just give it a tune and it probably will become better. But when you buy it out the box, that is a bit of an annoying thing, that the fact that you just can tell that, wait, there's a lot more power that this car can give, and I'm not getting that power. I'm not getting that power because of many other reasons, but that reason is still very annoying nonetheless. Another thing is, as good as the steering is for a Mini, I always still feel like it can be better. It can be just that bit tighter, and it can just be a bit more direct. However, it is still very good. One very disappointing thing, and that is more on the reflection of what I spec the car out as rather than what the car actually is that on my car, there's no sports mode, which is quite annoying. I would like something that would sharpen the throttle response a bit better, make the suspension a bit tighter, and it's just something like that you need. I've seen on other Cooper S's that it does have that. It also does an artificial growl a bit more in the exhaust, which is something that everyone loves. Like, let's not beat around the bush. People love that, but you don't get it in this car, which is a bit of a disappointment, if I'm honest with you. But again, it is just something that you have to live with. You can spec that up. One thing I also love is that you do hear that intake in the bonnet there. I really think that if I do keep this car, I will upgrade the intake as well, so that you can get a bit more of that whoosh noise from the intake. But from stock, it's pretty good. It is pretty good. Saying that, I know I've talked about things I dislike about this car, but considering a car that's completely stock, it is very good. The power, the way it handles the power, the way it puts down the power. Obviously, it being a front wheel drive car, I would have preferred for it to be a rear wheel drive like the previous 1 Series, but it's part of the character of the Mini that it has a front wheel drive, and you've got all your attributes that come with front wheel drive cars. So what's my conclusion on the Cooper S? It's great, affordable fun. It has very good looks and timeless looks, really, because it still has the styling features of the original Mini. It's affordable, it's decent-ish economy-wise to run, and it's not just an everyday Polo or an everyday Golf. It's a bit more of an interesting car, give or take. So is it a car definitely worth considering and worth buying? Oh, 1000%. Obviously, I'm biased. This is my third Mini that I've had. However, it is something that I just love this Mini. I love the interior. I love the way it's designed out on the outside. I love the twin exhaust coming at the back. There's just so much to love about this car. And as if you have a bit more money, if I could go back now, I would have spec'd it out a lot more, because when these things are spec'd out well, my God, are they a pleasure to drive, to live with, and just to sit around in. Really well made and a great car. So definitely think about it. And yeah, that's about it. Right guys, thank you once again for tuning in to another episode of Sis Whippin. My name's Sis. Please, please, please subscribe to this channel. Like this video already if you haven't done so. And follow me on Instagram. It is the same as the YouTube channel, at Sis Whippin. SIZWHIPPIN. And turn that notification bell so you can be alerted next time I drop a video. It's been great, it's been lovely. All of you stay safe, stay home, and I'll see you guys very soon. What?